Thank you so much. My job is made very easy because I've got a brilliant panel with me who are hands-on into struggling with what we should do for sustainable economy, something which one desires, something which is possible to achieve, and something which is impossible to achieve. So with that hands-on, it is very, very important, and I'm very sure this session will make you realize that desirable can be converted into achievables over a period of time, provided we climb the benchmarks carefully and we move ahead with it carefully. So I have with me coming from the mining, where, which causes the maximum carbon damage. And that is where the challenge lies as to what could be the mechanisms to take care of it. Then we have another major pollutant, that is steel making. So we have Mr. Amarendra Prakash with us, which is also labeled as one of the major pollutant and therefore concern whenever we talk of climate change. And we have a Dr. Charan Singh, who has wider experience and a commitment to the circular economy, and more so when we are talking of the circular economy, how it is very important to be cautious about what kind of a permanent harm you can create for the future. With this scenario, I will like to take it up by making just a short opening remarks to set the context that as far as the mining is concerned, India is tapping only 10% of the resources. So if India has to be on the growth path, mining will be one of the major activity. And therefore, the challenge is much more that if it is going to be a major activity, it means, and unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know how to put it, which is the right word to say it, all minerals are in the thick forest areas. So there are mechanisms where we can cut the minimal number of trees and adopt a better way of transporting and digging and going with it by looking after it. So it is very, very important as to what kind of practices we look for it when we are doing the mining. Then manufacturing of steel. You have a number of routes and which are less damaging to more damaging. And the present investments where we have achieved more than 50% of the mark, what we are targeting to 2030. But the present day investments for another 5 years are going to be again high emission carbon based. It's only after that, if we make the right decision today of where to invest, the correction course can happen. So then what is of major concern is India is blessed with coal. Everything else you will have to import. So if we go for the hydrogen gas, it is very far off on the horizon. As to it is not yet commercially tested. It is more an experiment, if I want to put it bluntly, and that is how it goes. So another 50 years, I see dependency on coal. So with dependency on coal for power and for other sectors which use coal, thermal coal, I'm talking about, how are we going to navigate it through this benchmarking for the climate change and how we prevent ourselves from this. You have seen in pandemic, the agenda, the Western world agenda on climate change suddenly did a reversal. They all opened up the coal mines. This is what happened. So ultimately, the commerce, the economics takes over the concerns of climate change. And that is where the challenge lies. How do we design the entire structure so that the economics never takes over? There is a balancing factor. It is an opportunity to rewrite and move ahead with it.